Attack!
Ow! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the broadcast. I'm your host for tonight, X-Time. This is eXtelevision, and we have some UGC Highlander ahead of us tonight. It's going to be a CP Warmfront, a great summertime map, even though for a lot of us it is still in the midst of winter. Groundhog Day was the other day. Predicted more winter, but I don't know. Portland, Oregon today, it was a beautiful day. Hexagrams is joining me. Hexagrams, how is the weather where you live?
Sup from Milwaukee. It has been 30 and sunny for about a week, and 30 sounds cold, but in Milwaukee this time of year it is just almost shorts weather.
Plus, can't complain about that sun, even if you live in Houston, Texas. Shout out to our cameraman Michael for running the show tonight. We have two great teams going at it. Blunderful versus Unbelievable Sweethearts. UBS. And this is UGC Platinum. But I don't really recognize too many of these players on Blunderful. Do you know much about them, Hexagrams?
I've seen a couple of the names on, my pub server, Reddit Midwest. I've seen Pluttergub before. I don't know much about them, but I've seen the tag around, so they're likely pretty experienced players.
Yeah, UBS is definitely very experienced. They've been around the block in UGC Highlander and the other ETF2L Highlander competitions. Shout out to the European side of the Atlantic. So UBS definitely been around the block, and Polk is a phenomenal heavy. I'm always impressed by how he plays. I think he's an inspirational figure for heavies around the TF2 world.
It's definitely that high ceiling heavy. Now I just want to give a quick shout out. Jero might be new to UBS. I know he added the tag a couple months ago. Jero, a good friend of ours, of course, from our home server as well. Playing Spy Extraordinaire, E2 Jero, that vaunted E2 tag showing up on both sides of the team Spies.
What does that stand for again?
That is Electronic Espionage.
That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen Jero around. Fearsome Spy, and a Spy really gets you pretty far when it comes to Highlander. If you have a Spy wrecking mayhem behind enemy lines, that helps you immensely. It just keeps the enemy team guessing, always looking backwards, never looking forwards, and then the rest of your team comes in and cleans up the trash. So we'll definitely see how the Spies work on Warmfront here. Warmfront map also very much dictated by snipers and demomen. Of course, the demomen always so important in team. But the sight lines that you can see in this map as a sniper are pretty ridiculous. Really far lines from cliff to cliff, down the sides of the middle point. On second, it gets a little bit blocked up. I mean, you can get some good shots if your team has got a defense set up. But then on last, you can get attacks, but you kind of got to poke in through the doors a little bit more. So people asking in the server for STV, for Mumble. Shout out to Math for posting the STV, dal.eoreality.net 7020. Somebody asking about the Mumble information, and so you can join the STV through typing in connect and then the address, and then you can join through the open source software Mumble. You can join our Mumble server and listen to our audio directly. It's like, going to a game and listening to the announcer on the radio, or going to the game and pulling up a TV and listening to the announcer on the TV. You're going to be like 5 seconds behind. So, yeah, hop in that Mumble if you're a serious listener. Want to give a shout out to our Netherlands editor who's asleep tight in his bed, dreaming dreams of TF2 glory. I'm speaking, of course, of Lucky Luke, our editor for eXtelevision. Episode 5 came out today. Yeah, the Reddit thread that one of our fans posted kind of just disappeared. So I don't know what happened there. I would check it out though, and share it, give it a thumbs up, post about it on Facebook. It is pretty sweet. It was a good time, a little bit longer, and stay tuned all the way to the end because there is nice little outtakes thrown in there. Also want to shout out Reddit thread. I'm going to leave it ambiguous, but there is a very good Reddit thread going on right now filled with interesting information, including some information about our website. Yeah.
You mentioned Lucky Luke dreaming dreams of TF2. Have you ever played like really a lot of TF2 for a couple days and then actually dreamt kind of TF2-y dreams?
Yeah, I've done that with a lot of different video games. We were talking about it at work the other day, actually. Even my coworkers who isn't like a serious gamer, she was like, "Yeah, I've had Tetris dreams before."
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because I used to play a lot of Tetranet. I don't know if you remember that
Tetranet,
Battle Tetris game.
Okay.
And I would play for as soon as I got home from high school for like just hours on end, and then even not sleeping, just closing my eyes, just seeing falling blocks.
Yeah, I was that way with Dr. Mario for a little bit. And even Minesweeper as well. I've had Minesweeper dreams. Yes, that's right. But Minesweeper is serious business. Shout out to our viewers. Yow! Welcome to the game. We do have 18 in here, so I think the players are just posting up for a second. You know, somebody's got to run to the bathroom real quick, but they've been waiting long enough that if one of them is keeping an eye on the stream, we are going to get started any moment here. UGC Highlander action, 9v9, one of every class. This is a Platinum Division, so the top division of the league. This league has been running fantastic. Even a larger number of teams than last season. It's getting bigger and bigger. I think they were at like 300 started of the season. Just a crazy number of Highlander players, and that's really fantastic.
Yeah, hold on just 1 second. I'm trying to get a message over to them to start the game.
Yeah. Well, they have the 2-minute delay, you know, so that's all right. Yeah, TF2, I mean, I just want to give a shout out to TF2 continuing to kick ass as a community. Looks like, oh, no, I thought, yeah, maybe they're going to go live there, but TF2 as a community, you know, we still have tons of players playing every day. Numbers have, you know, still been a lot higher than they were before the free-to-play era, which is fantastic. TF2 peaked at 59,000 players today, and there's 30,000 players playing right now. That compares to, you know, Skyrim, which everybody's still hopelessly addicted to, but, you know, hey, slaying dragons is pretty cool. 36,000 playing Skyrim right now, and 17,000 playing Counter-Strike. So when it comes to what people are playing on Source, we're still kicking ass at TF2. So community's just getting better. Stick with it.
That Counter-Strike longevity always stuns me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but that's the truth. You know, you have a game that you love to play, and there's no reason to switch off that game. And then, you know, talking with some of the competitive players, then what happens, you know, with a game that sort of longevity is you have the older brother plays Counter-Strike. What's the middle brother going to do when he gets to high school? Play Counter-Strike. You kind of get these franchises, you know, setting up of people who've had friends or older siblings or older family members that have kind of taught them these skills when they were young. The same game is there, and they're going to keep playing it, you know. And right now we still see some pretty massive changes to TF2, but all of them have been really good, really positive changes for the long-term future of the game. And, you know, TF2 hasn't even started, Valve hasn't stopped working on TF2. There's that Valve, the blog post they just put up, there's a huge new mode in the works for TF2. That's going to drag a lot of new players in and old players back, but, you know, it might not be a super big thing for the competitive scene, but that's the whole thing, is as the game just continues to grow, even once Valve stops working on it actively, it's still got, you know, another 6-10 years of life ahead of it. So this community, you know, we're just laying the foundation right now, which is fantastic.
So do you want to go over the map for the people who haven't seen Warmfront? Maybe talk a little bit how Highlander strategy might play a little different than Sixes?
Yeah, so Highlander, Warmfront, you know, it's kind of like Highlander Granary. Warmfront's not like a really super popular map, but it's a very cool map. It's basically a slightly modified version of Cold Front with the right-hand side of the ramp room on the second point. Well, actually, maybe I should have... Michael's probably flying over there, but one of the key differences that he was just looking at there is that last point. That is where I should have started with my walkthrough. That last point has a glass around the very last capture point. So if you're standing behind it, which is a very popular tactic in Sixes or Highlander, now you can't just push on that point. You have to go all the way around. So this is a map where you know when teams attack, you'll see them attack and then force the other team to either respond, try to get a really quick capture, try to focus players on the point, and then kind of bring in the second wave of attack. Or just kind of come in and just kind of push them back a little bit from the side, work them around, get some frags, and then stand on the point. And moving forward to the second point, the other biggest change between Cold Front and Warm Front is that on Warm Front you have this right-hand side ramp room. Previously there was kind of this switchback ramp, and the ground went into a lower level, so the defenders had this kind of upper ground always. And one of those small aspects of that change, works in favor of the defensive team, but it also works in favor of the offensive team as well. And controlling that is really important. And most teams, will send some people around to the right-hand tunnel, but they'll push their combo, they'll push their main force through this ramp side.
Right, and one thing that you were talking about earlier is snipers that we're going to see in this Highlander play, and your second spawn comes out in this ramp room, and you can see all the way across to the other cliffs.
Yeah, as soon as you spawn, it's pretty nuts, pretty good situation. But does look like we're going to go live here. Frank for Blunderful. He's got the disciplinary action, trying to whip some people and get that faster middle rollout. And blue team running Kritzkrieg as well, but it looks like that is what Hildreth for UBS is running as well. Control is an important part of the middle fight. Looks like the demo man chose to go on the ground, but he set up some good pickies. Everybody's staying alive right now. A couple players quite low.
Our rollout's pretty even on this. No one was really there first to take a dominant advantage.
Wow, there's the triple crit kill on blue, but then red responds with a couple of their own. It's just madness right now. Hildreth staying alive, getting those crit kills out. Ponto picks up a couple more though, now two. It's just Hildreth taking down the sniper on the cliff side. What crazy madness. Sudden, I mean, it was so defensive. Both teams using that crit, staying back, and the crit triggered for both. They both surged in, and madness.
That was like Saving Private Ryan if both teams were represented by the Americans.
I think they call that World War I. History lesson of the day.
Time has been added.
So, red is set up on the right-hand side. Gunslinger out there wrangled, so it gets that extra little range and to target down the disguised spy. The red engineer has good setup with his teleporter.
Sounds like red just called there. We'll see if UBS wants to get aggressive with it. They do pop the crits on the demo.
Wow, good crits kills again. 3 kills. Gobler follows it up with a 4th. Blue is backing up, still on the... no, never mind. Must have miscalled that. They are on the Uber charge. So in this circumstance, I'd actually, be trying to move into the medic a little bit quicker with that Uber charge, but they don't really have numbers, so they're just kind of hanging back. Definitely going to lose middle here. Blue spy.
They might be content to lose middle then just push right back with it with the Uber charge, considering they're going to have to use it before the other team gets crits. Well, not necessarily before, but you want to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they got to get the medic here since they did use it, and they're putting a lot of pressure on Hildreth. Hildreth gets surfed the wrong way, down to 25 health. Then he gets the health pack, so they're going to charge right back in. And yeah, that's that interchange. Uber versus crits, direct head-to-head works out for the Uber charge. Crits is popped already though. Red Devilman's charging it up. Talk about that dynamic later. Hildreth went down though to a backstab, so the Crits Creek diffused, and Blue still on that uber charge, going to have a good advantage that they can work forward here. Still low a couple players though, so I guess they don't feel like they have the local force to push in. They're always just building that charge as well. Sniper war, red sniper just took out the blue sniper.
Yeah, with them dropping UBS's medic as well, they know they have plenty of time to push forward before they're going to even have a threat of a Kritzkrieg. Yeah,
and Hildreth is going to go back to regular Uber cycles. Blue heavy Ubered in, gets one kill, but kind of slow, you know, downside of popping the heavy sometimes. You didn't really get very far forward with that. The Uber is almost about penetration as much as it is about kills.
That sounds sexy.
Blue spies bumping into each other on the right-hand side, so both of them probably alerted their teammates. Red has dropped a couple players, though, down 3. John, the sniper, getting the 22-second respawn. Ouch. Blue engineer moving his gear up.
You're going to see the blue engineer try to set up in this left yard, which is a pretty common spot to set up on this map in Highlander. I don't know if that dispenser is going to be seen or stay alive, but it's nice because you have this little nook in one of the very few ammo pack areas back here.
Yeah, and Blue just gets surged back. The red soldier, very aggressive. Cayenne takes out Mr. Satan before use of Toaster backs him up.
Yeah, Blue got absolutely wiped in that last engagement. They only had 2 up. Everyone just respawned.
Yeah, Hildreth going down, so Blue is trying to put it together. They're all on that ramp side of defense. With a scout behind him, they're just going to hustle back, try to take out the scout. Plutter Glove, yeah, gets killed by Riz, so at least Riz worked that out.
Yeah, Hildreth dying earlier, making mention of his ping, and it is fair to note he's rocking about 130 ping, so we'll give him a little leeway on his deaths.
Yeah, playing the trans-ocean medic definitely means you have to pop your Ubers early. You can't be risky with it, because if you take risks, you're going to drop. I'm getting word through stream chat as well that Noko the spy is a lady. Shout out to the lady players. Until we get those female models in game, there's just no way to tell.
Yeah,
Blue moving in with their Uber.
So people would run it anyway.
Yeah. And Tonto getting a bottle kill.
The control point is being contested.
So Red's temporary nest at middle is going to go down right here. I was going to wonder if he was going to wait for a teleport camp, but they must have communicated it was already gone. A nice little back and forth to begin this game.
Yeah, Penguin Ninja going down though, and the back and forth is going to continue. This is, one of those examples where there's the differences between Sixes and Highlander. Highlander just kind of has a slower pace to it overall. You still get all of the strategical intricacies, but because it's 9-on-9, that territory shifting is a lot slower. It's a lot back and forth, or a bit more subtle sometimes. And Warmfront and Granary are maps that work fantastic in the Highlander setting, but they just become a lot lower scoring.
Right, it becomes a lot harder to surf your momentum like it is in Sixes.
And to keep it going in a really close match. I mean, that's the thing, is in a Sixes, it can be a really close match, but you can get a 2-minute round, A Highlander, if you're getting 2-minute rounds, that means that something is seriously wrong. The other team can't do anything to slow you down. And you know, in these situations where you start getting, you know, they're set up at mid, you're set up on second, it's 9 on 9, it can get really difficult to keep pushing a team further and further back, a smart team. Both teams have the charge. Spy on the blue medic, down to 64 health, holds the charge though. Jero taken out. Somebody actually took the health pack from the medic as well. And, you know, I think that blue could be playing a little bit more aggressively here. They're trying to move out. You know, but TF2's game about taking advantage of advantages. And they had the sniper down, the spy down. Respawns take so long that when that happens, then you got to be like, okay, we're not going to get a headshot. We're not going to get backstabbed. We need to move out right now.
Right.
They're having some difficulty, though, as the red engineer is going for a flank play. Taken out. But John Z coming out of the teleporter gets a snipe kill on the blue engineer. 5 down for red. And, yeah, they're capturing this quickly now. You got to make sure you capture it as quick as possible because sometimes you can push the spawn positions back or the spawn timing. And that was a situation where, again, with the Highlander, sometimes when they're 6 down, you're like, oh, well, they're going to get 3 players back, but maybe you can get in there, maybe you can, you know, get some frags. Well, some of those key classes aren't in play. Want to point out real quick, before I give you a chance to talk, Hexagram, red team running Kritzkrieg.
Very nice. I was just going to mention earlier, especially those 2 classes down, the spy and the sniper, you only have to worry about what you can see. Those other 2 classes, you have to worry about things you can't see, and that tends to be a problem. Yeah,
and blue spy doing a good job getting behind the combo while that Kritzkrieg was starting to come forward. Got the backstab on Polk, and then now Hildreth going down. Blue team has got to go in right now. Oh, and the medic is getting whipped. Whip it. Heavy's getting out there, getting air blasted around, but he is not going to care once he gets that Uber flash on him. Medic does a good job of leaving him alone for a second so he can stand on the point. And very well executed final push there from blue team. Blunderful, not making the blunders, working out from the second point, taking over last. Very nice push after a very tense back and forth first round. I think both teams on Kritzkrieg again. Let's see, last middle fight, both teams very passive starts. Both of them hanging back and then using that Kritzkrieg as soon as they got it.
Yeah, it was very passive and then just carnage everywhere.
Yeah, blue team sacked their scout trying to pressure in on the Demo Man, which is a key part of that Kritzkrieg. Blue spy spotted out as well. So blue team having a tough time, lost their soldier as well. They have that Kritzkrieg. And I think they're just going to back up, though. But they got to watch out for those crit stickies. Here comes the response from blue. But the crit sticky from the red demo man at the demo's feet makes it really hard for them to push out with that. They do get the demo. And then a nice pipe kill on Cyan.
Yeah, Tonto kind of saving that last-minute defense. Because if they were still all wiped and had all of red pushing in on them, I don't know what would have happened. Tonto with a couple nice kills to keep red satisfied at this mid instead of making a quick push into 4th.
Yeah. And red spy getting backstabbed. Did not see that coming. And blue spy trying to get on the point, trying to mess with the engineer a little bit. He's got a nice little teleporter there in the house, good location. Blue team has dropped a couple players here.
It seems to be the preferred spot as an engineer to set up at mid, because it's both kind of protected from spam. You really have to get into that stuff to be able to take it down.
Kritzes are out again, and Gobler again gets the upper hand in the damage. But blue team feeling, you know, pretty safe back here. Blue's trying to push through ramps. I think they're starting to get the presence now.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Badlander's just a little bit, yeah, man, I'm tripping all over my words tonight. Highlander is just a little bit more methodical in your pushes. They're taking yard very slowly, they're going to try to take room very slowly.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way to do it, though, especially at the top level, and that's the difference you see from top-level Highlander teams to lower-level Highlander teams. Lower-level Highlander teams are just playing it like a pub where every single player is just kind of going their own direction. But we see a lot of focus here on how the team is moving together. The crit's out for red again. gets the blue heavy. Tonto just got 1 kill on the red medic. Blue team might be able to recover though. Wow, actually, they are recovering quite well. Only a few up, and they're trying to aggressively push out here. I think they got to be a little bit quicker about it. Nobody's really in the yard area, just the pyros starting to get out there. But I would have liked to see, players already be on the point.
Right, you need to absolutely scramble after you put, like, they wiped everyone except the Spy, Pyro, and Scout. Those are 3 classes you can wipe out pretty easily if you're pushing as a group.
Yeah, and, in Highlander, the continued pressure works out well. But you got to be quick about it. You got to be there as soon as you can to cut off certain classes, not let classes get into the fight. The crits is ready on blue. There it is. Now it's fired. And should be able to get the heavy pretty easily. And actually the blue spy on top of the heavy. Polk still staying alive, using that Tomislav for extra mobility.
Noko flipping tables in chat, and I've been there. I've been there when you think you have 2 backstabs on the heavy and you don't get either of them.
Yeah. And Red's getting the local numbers coming back in towards the point. Blue still has their medic there. I think Hildreth, yeah, Hildreth actually just getting back into mid, right behind the house. Red's going to stabilize here. Blue, look for Blue to go right back in, though. As soon as, Tonto gets back up here, they're going to have the crits Krieg, and they're probably just going to move right back in.
Yeah,
I think Red has got
the
better critses right now. Let's see what they can get done with this one. If they can get on cliffs kind of unnoticed, that'll be a lot better for them.
Yeah, again, they need more aggression. They had 100% when the other team was only just about at 50, maybe 60. So if you can get in there, then you have a chance to wipe out their medic. Yeah,
he's not going to have anything to protect himself with. Crits doesn't protect, but you still just don't want them to be able to kill you right back. Even with crits, you really got to take advantage of that. Here they come now. But yeah, see, there it is. There's the red stickies. Spotted them out. Hildreth does go down, but 6 down for Blue. Yeah, Red just totally called that out.
It looks like Red's going to take more advantage of their position, too, pushing forward now as a unit, trying to take this fourth, and they're going to take it pretty easily.
Yeah, it's a pretty clinical game right now. Red executing this attack very well. They're just going to keep the pressure up. In fact, they've already got a gunslinger out. The engineer trying to get to the point himself. Bold move there, but a little too aggressive.
Yeah, Red's going to have to take their time on this. They have a lot of players on the Red right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing with engineer, is the engineer is a class that sometimes can be the last little push you need to topple a wall. But also building that teleporter, building that dispenser, getting all that up is pretty crucial. Unless he, I guess in one hand now that he respawns, he's going to be able to drop the teleporter entrance at the new spawn. But kind of, you want him building his gear up, Blue engineer setting up on kind of the right-hand side of the point. It's pretty good spot.
Jello back behind the medic, looking for that pick for red team that would signal the final push, but he gets Gerardied and rocketed immediately.
Yeah, we'll be Uber charges on the blue side and on the red side. Yeah, last can be pretty hard to attack once it kind of buckles down like this. That's why a lot of times on this map, you don't even want to give them the chance to get on their feet again once you take second. Trying to see where Red is trying to open them up. Looks like they just got a sniper trying to work down the middle. Blue sniper's trying to stay back. Gobler goes down. That's a pretty big pick for blue team. Nothing really that they can push on. The red soldier's trying to get in. Maybe going to try force a pop here, but the sentry gun, which I'm very surprised is just level 1, kind of helps push him back.
Warmfront is a map that's very bare on metal, so you have to really go back to those supply cabinets you want to do any serious upgrading.
He's got the dispenser right there, and I guess it must have just been pretty close. Red team, in the meantime, have lost Polk. But yeah, there's so much going on in Highlander. I actually missed. Did you see where that blue medic popped Uber?
Yeah, I saw him pop Uber. I think it was a defensive pop. I don't know what really caused it. I think the soldier bombing in might have triggered it.
Yeah, it seemed like it didn't really need to pop here, but here comes Red. That sentry gun is wrangled and is level 3. Red Scout coming around on the side, doing pretty good damage, not picked up, now getting killed. Only 4 up for Blue. The sentry gun taken out by the demo man. I think this could be round, but there's not too many players left for Red either. Oh, here comes the Blue Spy. Didn't have his knife out. Could have gotten a backstab on the demo man. Oh, and then a big kill on
Chaos
Polk.
on the final point. Jello going big.
Oh, wow. That was really close. Yeah, John Z gets one more kill on Noko, but Blue holding. And Cyan giving a little respect there too, says nice one.
That was a nice hold. I really thought that was going to signal the death rattle for our blunderful team.
Well, it would have just been a tied game after that.
Well, death rattle for the round. Sorry, I feel grandiose.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's good to get hyped. Blue uses use of toaster. Just trying to get tricky. Trying to get that demo man again. Blue demo man has some good stickies. Let's see if he can get Chimpu here. But no, not really watching him or popping him.
So Red
here comes the Red Enchi, or Uber, excuse me. Polk leading the way with that Tomislav.
Blue does have a counter Uber though
out.
if they choose to use it. They better use it now. Oh, yeah. Too late.
Yeah, there we go. That was kind of that tactic that I was talking about. Is you can kind of do a little bit of distraction, a little magic, a little mirrors, and then just bum rush the point. Get a bunch of people on there really quick, and just cap it before they can get an Uber on there, before they can clear you off.
Yeah, just 1 second too late on the Uber, and they were behind the point, behind that glass we talked about in our map review, and just couldn't get to the corner on time.
Crits Krieg for Blue Team, and Red has crits as well, and is charging it faster. Good 10% faster out of the gates. It's pretty huge. And Penguin very low already. Crits Krieg is ready. They've already flopped it. There we go.
Wow.
2 kills. Another one follows it up. But Gebward then gets backstabbed by Noko, who pays a little revenge for her team.
The only people alive for Blue are the sniper and the medic. Luckily, the medic got out alive, though, but he's got no one to charge. He's stuck at 93%, so we're going to see if Red keeps pushing this aggression. Of course, they don't know he's not charging.
Yeah, that tells you a little bit about that crazy aggression from Red Team. Penguin Ninja just getting away, the whole rest of the team getting devastated. And that Crits Krieg definitely came into play. I mean, as I mentioned, in the rollout, Hildreth, I think he just stayed on his GRU heavy and must have gotten a good early start to the round. He just got that crits 10% faster. But now Jero, big double stab.
Oh, I'm sorry if I keep confusing the names. Jero used to go by Jello.
Okay.
So if I call him Jello instead of Jero, it's the same person.
Any particular reason why he changed his name? Or?
Well, it's kind of an ethnic joke, so I'll let people figure it out by themselves.
Okay, okay. Well, Red tried to pop that Crits Krieg, didn't really get a whole lot of kills with the crits itself, but Polk has been racking them up. Yeah, Polk got just a 4 kill in there, moving in towards last. And 8 minutes left in this half. UBS taking a lead here, 2-1. Been working it over a little bit.
That was easily the fastest and most dominant round we've seen.
And Blue Team using that disciplinary action, but be honest, not quite getting it most effectively. And there's Tonto taken out by Riss right away. Red throwing their scout at the demo man.
Yeah, you just can't lose your demo that early, no matter if it's Sixes or Highlander or any game format.
Yeah, especially when both teams have been running crits. But it's going to be crits heavy this time. Does get Chimpu. Oh, but then Tomislav heavy comes out quicker. Oh, wow, yeah, Polk barely staying alive in a heavy versus heavy fight. But of course, with that with that medic healing him, got boosted back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, critzing a heavy I think is a better strategy than ubering a heavy, because you don't really lose the mobility since you have no damage fall off on your crits bullets. You can go across map and rock people.
Yeah. And, yeah, an uber heavy, if they're right there, I mean, if you're playing payload, if you're playing Dust Bowl, you need to clear out a corner. Uber heavy is pretty fantastic, but in these longer ranges and stuff, or when they kind of get a suspicion that you're coming, or they're already kind of backing up, the heavy has no mobility that you can just, you know, jump out at them. I mean, that's what the benefit of all those other classes. The heavy's just stuck so far back there, and everybody's running from you.
I absolutely agree, but crits heavy is just like an automatic sniper rifle. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, crits heavy is pretty dangerous. Oh, here comes the crits again. See if Mr. Satan, Mr. Satan. Sorry, it could be the Dragon Ball reference. If it's a Dragon Ball reference, I'm going to call him Mr. Satan.
Noko making a bit of a blunder there herself. There was a crits heavy coming in, and she chose to avoid it and go after a pyro. Of course, got lit on fire.
Pretty good play there by Mr. Satan, staying alive and working on that left-hand side. Red got the capture, but Blue immediately retakes before a couple spawns, too, so that'll help him out. Oh, and then he gets stuck on the fence. But Yusuf, oh, go ahead.
We'll see if they feel they have enough momentum to push forward, and that's just saying if they feel it, because they really don't have any advantage right now. They are going to push anyway.
Yeah, I think they had kind of the local advantage. Definitely not in terms of player counts, but just where their player was for a split second. But they got the crits to be popped, and now I think they just need to refocus, wait for a couple of their players to get back, and then push in with their crits. They got Hildreth, though. That was Pluttergub, so good aggressive play by the Blue Engineer to get an important pick.
I would love to go back and just rewatch this demo, just Spy v Spy, because from what I've been seeing on the kill notifications, Noko and Jero are just going at it.
Yeah, Jero's been playing pretty well. Noko definitely making herself known across the map, asserting her dominance.
They're killing each other a lot, though, which is generally interesting in Highlander. A lot of Spy v Spy action.
Yeah. But you keep bumping into each other in the dark, you know?
Strangers in the night.
Here comes that Uber from Blue. Cyan doing a little bit of body blocking while he's up top, but he's getting thrown back. Very low health. Gonna go down. And Blue pushing out here. They've only really gotten 2 kills here. They're gonna have to keep the pressure on Hildreth before Hildreth can get a charge. But yeah, right now they need frags. They're not getting them. Couple coming out, but it's 4 on 4 with the red medic up. Blue Scout jumping around like a madman. Still alive. There we go. And a good teleporter location means that red team is going to be able to recover from this pretty quickly.
Yeah, Blunderful's going to have to get a really nice wipe on mid to be able to take out that nest so that they can't constantly resupply troops.
Yeah, Blue gets a couple frags on entry. Mr. Satan trying to take on the entire front chunk of the red team, who's up on ramp side. Noko does kill Polk, very important stab, and then gets away with the dead ringer. But red is going to capture the second point here. Red's going to try to push in pretty quickly, so it seems. They do have an Uber advantage. Someone, the blue sniper, gets taken out. Uber getting on the point. Diane is getting away. Good play there. But Penguin does build the charge, pops it just as a scout soldier or scout engineer getting on top of him.
Right, and that's a big defense right there too, because I think we have just a little over 2.5 minutes.
Oh, the heavy gets back on the point. Was pretty low health. Nice try by Det Spy.
I was mentioning, though, we have 2.5 minutes left in the half, I believe, so it's going to be a big defend or a big capture either way.
Yeah, definitely. And Red, you know, they probably got their eye on that. And they're building a little slow right now, and Blue is actually pushing out here pretty successfully. Yeah, this is going to give them some space to work with. They're going to get the Uber charge as well. Hildreth now the one slow on the charge. Wow, Riss, the Red Scout, barely gets away on the left-hand side. Needed Gebwer's help to save him from Noko's revolver.
So Red Ubered in here on the right-hand side if you're playing defense, and be content to just recap and maybe take one final push at it. However, Blue does have 100% ready.
Yeah, I think coming out to stop this capture is a good call because they knew that Red just used and their Uber charges are going to be pretty close. And now that they've pushed out here, they could actually, keep the pressure on. Maybe find Hildreth, take Hildreth out. Just got to be a little conservative to make sure that they don't, overexert themselves. But I think it's good that they're pushing forward here right now.
I think I disagree. I think with the time left scenario, I would just defend this 4th point. It's not a real hard point to defend if you have all your numbers and you're focused on defending it. And so I don't know if you're going to really get a capture here in the last minute. I'd rather just defend this 4th and make sure my last doesn't get vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways, I always like to say a good defense is a good offense.
Right.
And sometimes, there's circumstances where you get into that mindset and then you allow your opponents to get an opportunity. Hildreth is going to have to pop here in just a second. There it is. He pops. So, I mean, if Penguin can get back, then they're going to be safe. Nothing really lost here. But there actually, yeah, he goes down, and they will have to be a little careful here.
Right, your point's well taken there as well, because they forced a pop at mid rather than forcing the pop at 4th.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's 20 seconds, but they, just barely stepped on middle point. And the blue team is going to get up on last. They definitely have it on lock. I mean, it is risky. I certainly admit that, but they just pushed the red team so far back that they couldn't get a backstab on the medic.
Right.
If they got a backstab on the medic while they were pushing middle with that Uber charge, they were so far forward that they would have been okay.
It's just how you want to play defense in that point, because they have to be aware that there's no way they're going to get to the enemy's last.
Yeah, definitely an interesting team decision there. And this has been a fantastic first half. UBC up 2-1 over Blunderful. Fantastic stuff in the first 30 minutes. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some more analysis and some more gameplay. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. What?
You're cutting in and out really bad for me sometimes.
Yeah, you're sounding pretty robot-y to me right now, too.
You sound fine to me. The only problem, X was cutting in and out for me. But I don't know, you haven't been talking as much as X has, so what do I know?
Curious. Yow! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in our halftime. I think these guys might be cycling the server after this, so I think they're just kind of hanging tight for the 2-minute delay. Then they're going to cycle the server, and then we'll be back for the second half. Or they're just taking a well-deserved break, because that was just 30 minutes of some pretty intense TF2 action.
Yeah, we had a first couple rounds which were kind of real back and forth, and then a third round that was very quick, kind of a bit of a roll by the unbelievably brave Sweethearts. And then we had another round which is kind of back and forth and ended as the half ended.
Yeah, Wonderful have shown a really good defense at times, holding last, showing a lot of discipline, also holding second. And we've seen UBS more in control of middle, and I think Blunderful has got to get their middle roll down, middle rollout down a little bit more. Let's see, basically they had two rollouts of the 2 rounds that they lost. The first one, Tonto was actually getting criticized in the STV chat a little bit. People saying, oh, Tonto was really slow to middle. Well, in that round, he was very slow to middle, and he got bum rushed by the Red Scout, but he was so far back with the rest of his team that they were able to protect him. They got the kill on the Scout, and that was okay. But then in the next round, Tonto was really quick to middle, and he was down by the house. He wasn't up on the cliffs. The Scout bum rushed him again. And he just got cut down instantly. And then, running crits like that, without your demo man, you're at a severe disadvantage.
Right, and the way these two teams have been playing, I don't want to put too much emphasis on the demo and soldier rollouts. Yes, of course, they're always going to be important. If you can grab that roof, you can throw some pills out faster than the other team, that is important. But as you pointed out earlier, when the crit streak is 10% in front of the other person, that is a huge advantage, because that one sticky could rock the other medic if they're out of position or they're slow. So the rollouts in the style that these teams have been playing, I'm more focused on who's building charge a little bit faster.
Yeah, and the soldier on blue team, I haven't seen what the red team is doing for their soldier, but Cyan is probably just on equalizer. But the disciplinary, actually it's on the Market Gardener, all right, and gunboat. So definitely taking the roamer approach. Maybe
I think he's trying to get some of those moments of glory from you.
Oh, yeah. Too bad in the pre-game or the halftime show. Noko getting the from below backstab mid-air stab in there. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
What kind of terrible halftime show is this? There's not even like Slackliners or Madonna. Come on, man. at least flip off the cameras.
Hey, the Slackliners. That was one of the best parts.
That was just so goofy and out of place. I was watching it with my dad, and I turned to him. I'm like, okay, this is cool, but what? Why?
Yeah. And the B-boys dancing on the stand structure, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, for a halftime show, I was, somewhat entertained, I guess. It's a halftime show. What do you expect?
Yeah. CeeLo was good.
See, like, I'm just so out of the loop on a lot of those things. I'm like, I think that's CeeLo, but like everyone else who was supposed to be out there, I'm like, I don't know. I think that's someone popular. I couldn't tell you who.
Yeah, I was with a couple people who were like, who is that? And we were like, I said, that's the LMFAO DJs, and somebody was like giving me shit for like being on top of club music. I was like, they're kind of a big deal. One of my coworkers like, that's the hamster song. And it's like, yeah, that's the hamster song. And then I actually didn't recognize MIA, who was the one who committed the foul, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I'll speak for everyone like over 25 here tonight that I have no idea who MIA is.
Oh, man, that's sad. And plus, I'm over 25, so maybe you're just not hip, so man.
One of us is sad. We just have to figure out which one.
Well, anyways, speaking of Super Bowls, we're going to have the Super Bowl of TF2 on March 3rd and 4th. That is, of course, the ESEA LAN, and, there's always a little bit of travel drama, but thankfully, travel drama is behind us. The experiment is good to go. They are going to make it. All 4 teams are going to be there. I think the entire community can give yourself a pat on the back for the experiment. Community fundraiser raised $1,000 for the team in basically 24 hours. It was amazing. Show of support. Quantic's going to be there. HRG is going to be there. Classic Mix-Up is going to be there. And it's going to be huge. Best of 3 series, 6v6. Saturday is going to be a full day of TF2. It'll be March 3rd, and then March 4th will just be the grand finals, but a nice little best of 3 series to wrap things up. And then also we do still have the intermediates and the open playoffs finishing up. Those are going to wrap up basically tomorrow and Wednesday. So second halftime is done, and the team's rolling out again. John Z, I think, was a little AFK, going to be a little slow, and someone from blue team's actually staying all the way back by ramp side to snipe out on the cliffs. I actually would like to see the blue demo man take a cliff rollout. That's really a strong rollout for demo here. Tonto does get Hildreth though, so that's a huge kill. Wow. What a huge middle fight for blue team here.
Alright, Red might have pushed a little too far forward there, UBS. Although Jello's still alive on the right side. We'll see if he picks his moment. He gets Girardi'd again in another example of just repugnant spy play, Jello. I'm sorry, I love you, sweetheart.
So blue still has their charge. Kritzkrieg. And I like the blue engineer already getting a really forward dispenser, even though they hadn't quite taken control of the ramp room.
Alright, and this is a great rally point again, like I mentioned earlier, for that engineer to put his stuff, just because that little nook on the side, and you generally are going to push this left ramp room as well.
Yeah, again though, I think this is a situation where they had that Kritzkrieg charge, and really should have been pressuring with it a lot quicker. Because yeah, here comes the red Kritzkrieg. Must have been called out by now. Oh, Tonto gets the kill. I think he shot that through the door.
Yeah,
takes out
it was
Hildreth.
Through that garage door. He got the one sticky that mattered, so at least it wasn't a complete waste.
This is a good back cap though by Riss right now. Oh, and the red Devilman's with him. Gonna set some stickies to help out. Riss flees the point though. Would have liked him see him try to stay on there, but you know, also can't argue with him getting out safely. So,
but
really
it's
fantastic
a great play.
there.
It's a great play to pull pressure off of their intended target. As a spy, as a scout, if you can ever back cap, it will generally just pull some of the other team back and allow your team some breathing room.
Yeah, and I mean he got away, and that was because of him that they kept that second point. But here comes crit stickies from Tonto. Gets 2 kills before Penguin Ninja goes down. If they get the point here though, it'll be worth it. They've lost a couple players. Red is losing even more though. It's just Chimpu. It's in a one-on-one versus the spy. Oh, then the Devilman comes from behind. Tag team on him. That ain't fair.
Red's absolutely wiped. However, they did keep their medic alive. Blue did not.
Oh! Gunslinger on their face, though. There's the spy to finish the cap. Great play by Inoko. Holding on to it and taking advantage of those spawns and the numbers. Great aggressive play by Blue after getting a big victory on the middle fight.
Right, and that's the aggression we've been kind of waiting for Blunderful to pull off these last couple rounds. They've been very methodic, almost methodical to a fault. Now we're tied up 2-2 here on Warmfront. We'll see this mid-fight.
Yeah, again, Tonto goes down low. Trying to sticky up the roof. Gets good damage on the red soldier who's falling back. Tonto taken out, though. And now the crits is going to have to go to the soldier or the heavy. The soldier's right with them. Oh, there it is on the heavy. Squid gets Gobler, so that's a big kill. Hildreth is actually stuck at 98%, retreating. Was bleeding, and now healing pull. Another solid victory.
Red wiped pretty well there, but again, they're going to have the advantage here at 100%, so we'll see if they can make a counter push. Blue charging fast, though.
Yeah, Red's got their sniper up top, watching from ramp side. That teleporter, oh, there it goes. Sapped down now by Noko.
This is one of those times, though, you'd like to see UBS maybe take a little bit of a push. They didn't have all their classes up, but they did have 50% Uber advantage.
Yeah.
Might be happy to just play defense here and roll their momentum after that.
Yeah, it's a tough push out, but I mean, John Z just picked up 2 kills. That's definitely something you can follow up on.
Yeah, like earlier, the tables were turned. The spy and sniper are down for blue, so if red feels like they just want to shoot things they can see, they can definitely take a little push here.
That crits from red, totally ineffective. They just got used to Toaster, and blue really should just start pressuring. Because red's gonna know that they have the crit streak, so they're just gonna fall back. You don't even have to get kills. You just have to like show your teeth a little bit. And then I don't know about that call. There's no reason to pop crits that early when you know that they don't have it, or you're not trying to surprise them. I mean, you want to indicate to your demo man that oh hey you're gonna have quad damage, so go ahead, fire that sticky now. You know, you don't want him to launch a sticky and then get crits.
Right.
But that just did not work. Too early. They got no kills with it. Tonto ended up getting taken down. But a lot of pressure on Hildreth right now. It's the and he's still on Kritzkrieg, but just holds on to it.
That last blue crits looked like a crits to take yard, which is not exactly where you want to see
Yeah.
it.
And not unless they're there.
It's making me wonder about the comm situation between these two teams, about who is calling these plays and who's really in charge. And calls are hard on Highlander, but it seems like Red is communicating more aggressively, and they're doing so better as a team than Blue is on the comms.
Yeah, of course, Hildreth just dropped, though, so Blue is surging forward, trying to put that damage down. They have put a good amount of damage on a lot of different players. Now they're starting to get the kills for it. But Penguin Ninja gets Ninja down by Jero. So Blue gets a lot of good kills, but they've also lost a lot of players here. If their medic had stayed alive, their players might have as well.
Yeah, Blue's only got 3 up. There's no way they can try to hold this. 3 up, one of them's a scout, one of them's a spy. Can't try to take that back.
Yeah.
Alert. The control point is being
So Red putting pressure on the second point. Squid is there to scare off the scout for Red team, but Red is already pushing through the ramp side. Have a soldier there, and Crit's almost ready, but they're deciding to back up. Huh.
I would imagine Red pops this as soon as they get it. They're only missing a scout and a sniper, or a scout and a spy, rather. Yeah, there we go. There's the pop on crits from the heavy.
Does get one nice long-range kill on Mr. Satan. It's a pretty good push. Mr. Penguin Ninja kind of close to having to charge himself, but Tonto goes down. So that's going to make it difficult to push out.
Engineer. Pistols down, Polk.
Wow, nice. And Blue actually has an Uber charge here, so it's pretty comfortable for defense.
And if you could sacrifice your engineer for their heavy, a heavy especially of the level of Polk, that is a great trade. Well done, Fluttergub.
Yeah, of course he's not setting up his gun yet, but his team has an Uber charge versus Crits Creek, so as long as they don't get a drop here, should be able to have a pretty good chance of holding.
Yeah, it's just so hard to set up on this last point because the metal is just 2 very small packs in the back. I don't know, you have to make the decision between grabbing those and running back to cabinet.
Yeah. Blue is popped. I think it's a very, I don't know, it's an aggressive use of the Uber. They got a couple kills with it, but now, like, it was against the Crits Creek. They should have known that they weren't going to switch off Crits Creek in that situation.
On the crits comes in here with Polk on the crits.
They get Polk. Kill. I think Blue is really lucky there that Red didn't get too many kills with that crits.
Yeah, Noko comes in and she gets Polk after the crits, and then butter knifes Jero. This Spy v Spy is very criminal.
Well. Yeah, what just happened to Penguin Ninja? Oh, John Z just sniped Penguin Ninja, so that's a really big kill right there. Red's sniper has gotten a couple picks on Penguin Ninja. Wrangled sentry out, and the blue pyro is playing protection for that sentry as well, reflecting those rockets back.
Yeah, and after that snipe, you'd imagine Red pushes in right now. They just called.
Yeah, they're on crits again too, so they're just going to need some good kills here. Yeah, right now the crits going into the side of the crates. Good kills from the sentry gun, putting down damage. Noko helping out as well.
Couple kills on the crits, maybe 1 crit rocket, but beyond that, there wasn't a whole lot of damage done by that.
Yeah, Noko got a double kill in the middle of that. Yeah, Penguin Ninja is going to be able to build a charge here. They're getting Gebwer back up. Sorry, they got Tonto up, but the red demo Gebwer is still down. Excuse me.
But Red seems like they're charging more aggressively. Red's going to have 100% as well.
So the score right now is tied 2-2. 20 minutes left in this half. Red team pushing forward. That is UBS trying to use this Crits Creek. But again, they're having troubles attacking last with this crits.
Blue counters with Uber chasing down that Grits combo, not doing a whole lot. No kills from that Uber counter.
Yeah, the pressure's continuing. They do pick off Polk. Tonto barely surviving. And Blue is a little bit disconnected. I mean, they were pushing with just the demo man on the left-hand side. Now they're actually in a good position. They're trapping the, actually, then the scouts on top of the combo. So the combo has to back up a little bit. But they were almost trapping the red medic and the red soldier on the tunnel side.
Yeah, Hill's about to have crits again. They're going to have 100% on red. There's the call. Blue's only at 70, about 80 now.
Tonto just got a huge triple kill on that corner by the tunnel when the tunnel connects to the central point. He must have had stickies there for a while and then just popped it. And perfect timing, got triple kill.
I didn't mean to mention earlier, someone asked for pause. There was really no clarification given of why they asked.
And plus...
This was 2 minutes in the coming.
Yeah, because plus how it all works out, with how, the STV delay and the players, they have the pause now, but they don't actually pause until 2 minutes further into the game.
Right.
We see the pause right now because if we kept watching action, then we would run out of stuff to watch for a little bit there. So
I think maybe it's a ping issue, because it looks like, I don't know how to say this, Goabwer, the demo for UBS, at least on my screen right now, is at 235 ping. And it doesn't really matter what class you're playing, 235 is a little bit hard to play everything with.
Yeah, 230 does get a little bit tough. I think we're going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the last 20 minutes of this match. Coming right up.
Alright, I'll be right back. I really have to go.
Yow! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, still just in the pause here. It is a 2-2 score, however. UBS started off the first half 2-1. And Wonderful taking one back this round. Still about 20 minutes left. And Wonderful have been pushed back to their last point, but holding it very effectively. Been a back and forth here. Hildreth does have the crits Krieg, but Penguin just a little bit away from that Uber charge.
Yeah, and Wonderful has to kind of be careful here. The way these matches have gone, do you really want to go down a game with only 20 minutes left? These have been about 10 to 15 minute matches with one exception, so do you think you can win 2 matches outright with maybe 18 minutes left on the game clock?
Yeah, that's what I think is really exciting about when things are time-based. We might see a tie here, 2-2, and then go to an overtime, or get that last minute push for either a tie or for a victory.
And you generally have to have the clock. It adds an entirely different element to competitive TF2 that I think is maybe missing on some people's lobby experiences or things like that.
Oh, it looks like we are live again, ladies and gentlemen. So Mass said he was going to time out when the pause is, and here comes the crits already. And Squid goes down. I think the Uber was just barely popped, not in time. Tonto gets a kill on Cyan, and that crits Krieg stuff for the most part. Squid the only one going down, but there goes Noko getting a big backstab on the demo man, who now his ping looks like it is returned to normal. Oh, but he lagged out, I think.
Blue and red just both pops. If people missed that on the pause coming back, red popped their crits Krieg, blue counter popped their Uber, and they kind of negated each other.
Yeah, blue heavy went down, but able to just block up that area, stop them from getting past that Uber charge. Makes things pretty even.
Seems like Chimpu rocking Jello's old Engineer Unusual. Jello, that lovely, lovely nice man.
And here's the crits again, but Hildreth goes down. Gets sniped by someone. That is the name of the blue sniper.
Some
Picked
nice
up a couple other
spam,
kills.
brings down to level 3.
I try to get out here with this. They've only lost 2 players. Plutterberg, the engineer, is going to be back up. Got to keep somebody to watch that spy cap. Actually, yeah, it looks like everybody's going now that the engineer is in place. So they have most of their team forward. Blue Demoman doubles back to get a couple more stickies down. Polk is up top in the ramp room. Here comes the blue Uber. Does get the scout, and they see where the red combo is. So
Uber heavy on the point, a nice stab by Noko, and there we go. Blue coming right back out.
yeah, Gobler, his lag is definitely going crazy, and this is about the area where he paused, hitting 370, 400 for a second there.
Yeah,
subbing Muster Overlord in. So that's going to be a big change once he gets in here.
You can possibly play TF2 at about 100, 120 is really my maximum comfort range. Anything beyond that, and you're just praying.
Yeah. I'm not sure why Mustard Overlord has tagged himself up exactly as how Gobler was. That indeed, that is not Gobler anymore. That is Mustard Overlord playing Demoman for the red team.
It's an illusion.
Yeah. Apparently. That's a pretty good transition though. Mustard Overlord, quite a good Demoman. Blue team pushing forward, heading towards mid. There's the Uber popped. Gonna have to get on Hildreth. Oh, Hildreth taken down, the body shot.
The control point is being captured.
Red's minigun still up, but that's about all that's left of him on the middle point. Here comes the spy though, getting on top of the house, tries to go for the air stab. But Chero then, yeah, the red medic, or sorry, the blue medic turns around just in the nick of time.
Gotta go those trick stabs.
Time has been
Yeah, why not? So blue pushing in here. Mustard Overlord is back up. His medic. No, there we go. Now his name is displaying correctly for me.
Who's in a good position. They have Uber advantage. They're getting their engineer's nest set up.
Big bomb by Cyan, but yeah, not really able to do much damage. And Crater's down.
That bomb literally came out of nowhere. If I were to say it came out of anywhere, I'd say the skybox. It must have been because I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Somebody saying Red Sniper looked to AFK, but no, I think he's back in his spawn. Maybe he's changing his gear, his loadout. Or maybe he just dropped, yeah. No, he straight dropped. So Red is definitely having some technical problems right now. Here they come though with the Uber charge, do a lot of damage on Penguin Ninja, who's backing up and taken out by the scout.
So they are running 7 on 8 right now.
9 on 8, but oh yeah, Red is,
that's what I meant.
even with the disadvantage, Red has been able to surge forward here. As their snipers rejoining, but they're gaining the upper hand here on the middle point.
time has been added.
Red continuing to keep moving forward with this momentum. Gonna have the charge before Penguin.
They're gonna have the charge much before. It's gonna be about 100 to 50.
And Blue Spy has gotten in somewhere. We'll see what Noko can get going here. A little bit of paranoia though from the red team now. Yeah, Noko spotted out.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
And Mustard Overlord doing a good job getting really far forward. Polk getting two kills in the meantime as well. Here comes the blue Uber charge in response. Fluttergub pistols down Sigma. Polk taken down as well. Blue surging back forward. The Demoman is really far forward. The red medic going for an Uber saw doesn't get it. Down to 11 health. Gotta be really
Another
careful
hero
here.
NG. Another hero NG. Caps the fourth all by himself.
Wow.
While Blue's preoccupied with Yard.
Point is being captured.
It's not going to mean much, but at least it allows Red Team to regroup themselves while Blue caps.
Yeah, and Blue actually too is sending the spy in the engineer to the last cap, but not able to succeed there. And the red spy is spotted out, but then revolvers down Tonto. Oh man, gets another one. Jero finally doing some work there, getting 2 kills.
Surprisingly not using the Ambassador. He usually goes large with the Ambassador.
So yeah, that kill exchange definitely working out in favor of UBS as they push forward here.
And the Sweetheart Spider push right now. They have full charge, and here we go right now. Uber's in on the Pyro, flashing on the demo. Blue looking like they're going to hold this without any Uber, without any sort of charge. But the Pyro goes big with the Air Blast and takes the point by himself. Beautiful work. That Air Blast indeed.
Yeah, good capture, definitely. Let's see what Blue can get going if they can get another round here. Just 11 minutes left now. So definitely got to do some work. Get a round capture. Can't let another one of these long rounds happen. Blue's got to get a big middle fight here. Let's see what Tonto can get going on. Oh, someone picks Cyan out of the air, but now Riz on top of Tonto takes out the Blue Demoman. Both medics on Kritzkrieg, excuse me. But Blue getting the faster charge. 3 down for Blue. Here comes the crits from Red. Oh, but they're losing players. Noko gets a double stab.
Yeah, and Blunderful playing with a sense of urgency here. You can tell they're throwing rockets harder. They're getting in further positioning, and they take that point easily with their Kritzkrieg, and they already have the scout on 4th.
Yeah. It's a good quick pressure forward. If they get this cap, I mean, then they're just going to get forward spawns. They're also getting some kills here, you know, which is important. Chimpu, 20 seconds respawn. I just keep pushing with this. Keep bringing the pressure. Try to use that charge early.
They're going to have the charge advantage. They need to know it. They need to push it as soon as they get it.
And see, that's the thing, you know, being aggressive right now, they got to stay back and keep your medic alive. But if they're pressured like this, you know, Chimpu is just now getting up. You got to get in a little bit earlier, get a little bit of early pressure on. It did get the sniper.
They've got 100 now, and the more you let them build, we got you know, UBS coming up at 90%. There you go. And now Kritzkrieg comes out.
Yeah, Crit's going over the top. But doesn't get any connections. And now Red's surging out after that conclusion of that Kritzkrieg. Good push by Red right now. Yeah, Blue just couldn't quite get the frags. It was a good attempt with the Kritzkrieg. There they go, though. They got Mustard Overlord. Now tagged up as Sauerkraut Sovereign. But, you know, if he wants to go with the mustard joke, maybe call himself Horseradish Dictator or something like that.
Well done.
That's a little closer than sauerkraut. I mean, we're talking about fermented cabbage and mustard.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
The ketchup commissar.
Did you have any more?
Yeah, probably.
Mayonnaise Mussolini.
That's pretty good. I was trying to think of a wasabi one, but you know, I could say the wasabi shogun. That's pretty good. Oh, someone gets a big snipe on Riss.
Okay, when it gets down to this time of the match, just want to remind everyone, UBS has a 1-point lead, and there are 7 minutes, and when I'm done saying this sentence, about 7 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to get in here, and you know, make some progress here. Still plenty of time. 7:30.
Absolutely, plenty of time for them to tie it up, but it's getting down to that time that they have to be aware of the time at least.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Little
Yeah,
Uber and
Red's-
Uber violence in the middle. Red's doing a good job of just air blasting away that medic.
Oh. Yeah, they got the upper hand of it, but then Noko just runs through and backstabs Polk and disappears like the wind again.
Yeah, I want to go back and look at this demo and just pocket the spies on this, because I think they've done a lot of work that I think we might have missed. Being spies and all, it's not really our fault that we've missed their work.
Yeah. I like to keep it low key.
Just hear that scream once in a while out of your headphones, and you're like, spy's doing something somewhere.
Yeah, Red has a pretty interesting sentry position. Oh, now picking it up and backing it up a little bit. Was a pretty good forward spot, just right by that garage door. Now kind of tucking it back by the nuclear waste barrel. A little bit more traditional. Oh! Hildreth with a big drop by Noko. Getting in there.
Yeah, I saw something in the chat earlier that said that Noko's the MVP many times over, and I kind of disregarded it, but lately on this wave, she has been doing a lot of work as a spy.
I mean, you look at the stats right now, and Noko 48 points over on on red team on UBS. Jero, the other spy, has 36. Does just get a backstab on the sniper, which helps out. Wow, and then a revolver kill on Penguin Ninja. This has definitely been a spy's match.
Yeah, someone needs to take this and commentate it just on how to play a spy.
Yeah, those two are going pretty nuts. Noko still being a nuisance with some sappers. Blue team's posted up. They're on Ubercharge versus Red. Well, Red team's on Ubercharge as well, okay.
So I wonder if UBS is just going to be real happy to hold yard, play defensive Uber. They must have an eye on the clock as well.
Yeah, when you got the advantage, you might as well push out here, and it looks like Hildreth is working forward with his team.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
I am fully charged.
Wow, Red getting a lot of kills. Here's the Ubercharge as well. Hildreth then bumps into the spy, so they know the positioning of Noko. Definitely gonna have to watch out for their backs quite shortly here. The sniper's doing a good job watching. Oh, scoped up. Noko is gonna go get taken down though, not before getting John Z though.
BFL needs to start getting their plan together on what they're going to do here, because they are still a point down. There's 4 minutes left. It's really hard to take 3 points in 4 minutes, so they have to have a decisive strategy.
Yeah, I think they need to get really aggressive with this that they have right now. They are getting forward, and the numbers have evened up a little bit, but it's all about, you know, positioning. Right now, Red only has like 5 players right by the point. They're getting right on top of Hildreth as well, trying to get the kill. Get him down to 60 damage, taking out a couple players. The sandwich is just sitting out there. Blue team's going to retake middle, but not getting the kill on Hildreth means that their momentum is going to get put to a stop here. They also just lost Penguin Ninja.
Cyan with a great bombing on Penguin. Again, out of nowhere, a beautiful bombing off the cliffs, and does exactly what he intended to do and take out the medic.
Yeah, and Blue team's lost their sniper, you know, which is a big pick class. Hildreth has an Uber charge, so, you know, if you're going to do anything to upset that, you're going to need to get a pick. Right now, pretty good pressure, but this is just more distraction. Actually, just these players are kind of dying kind of worthlessly right now.
Yeah, it's just a bit of desperation. They know they lost their medic. They know that's not going to be a legitimate push on a fourth.
Well, yeah, but they had to have hoped, you know, to take the Uber charge, to soak it up, be able to fall back, and then get the upper hand coming out of it. Right now, it looks like Tonto. Oh no, good jump away, down to 12 health, 47 health. And Noko got a stab on Sigma, which is pretty helpful. Noko going for more stabs. Right up on top of Polk. Polk down very low. Then throws out that sandwich and picks it up.
I think Polk's seen that story too many times tonight, that he's just going to be swiveling back and forth every second and a half.
Yeah. And see here, Yusuf Toaster just goes down again, but Pluttergub was down again. And those are two players that if they'd stayed up that whole time, they could really help with the defense. Blues gonna have to be really careful of losing second now, and that clock definitely ticking. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Ubercharge popped by blue team and popped on the heavy, so they don't really have that mobility. You can't really chase down Hildreth, even though Hildreth was very low on health.
Yeah, they're just
losing
the wrong classes at the wrong time. If they would just been able to stay alive a couple of the 2, 3, 4 more seconds, they could have pushed Unified as a team into that middle point.
Yeah. Blue Heavy doing some group boxing up top.
Our control point is being captured. Alert. Our control point is being
Yeah, Red capturing the second point. There was a backstab attempt going on, you know, a little bit of shenanigans, or a back cap attempt. But Red moving forward here pretty comfortably.
I wouldn't be surprised to see UBS just go pretty guts out aggressive, because I don't think they think that Blunderful's going to be able to cap a point or all 4 points in the remaining minute.
Yeah, we've seen a very quick turnover on goalie watch before in sixes. You know, turning things around in like a minute 30. But with Highlander, you know, you just get those spawns. There's just too many players. It makes it really difficult to get the kills you need to. And Blunderful definitely stumbling a little bit here. But they've been showing their class throughout tonight, especially Noko. Yeah, it looks like Blue just down for 2